Hey guys, it's Ryzen.
And Liz.
And welcome to the final game of the season for the Patriots, because obviously they did not make the playoffs. They beat the Jets 28-14 in probably the second or third best game of the year, which is kind of sad. But, you know, it was a good game to watch for the most part outside of the second quarter, which was pretty terrible. But it was a pretty solid game overall. Patriots go to 7-9. It's one game worse than I kind of thought they were ranging in.
We thought they were going to be like 8-8
to 10-6 is what I thought, but 7-9 is okay.
Not that far off.
The Jets dropped to 2-14. They're terrible. They are a terrible team.
Their defense is trash.
Trash. They are awful. Man. So first drive for the New England Patriots, pretty much run all over the Jets, which, you know, getting kind of tired of running all over teams, frankly. Just do the same thing every week, but whatever. It does end with a touchdown pass to James White. They finally used White in this game.
Finally.
I don't know. You have to make a decision with White because, you know, you can keep him or not. Good play, too. It was a 7-yard pass. And the teams trade punts for a while. All the way through the second quarter, mostly until the Jets get their one touchdown pass to Hendon. I know they got two, but their first one was a good play from Darnold. Actually, it was a good pass play. There was an unnecessary roughness call on Bryant. He hit the guy in the head inexcusably. Guy's a mediocre player. So it's 7-7, and that basically ends the half. The Patriots punt, and then it goes into the half. Third quarter is where the game got a lot better. The Jets pretty much go right down the field and they score. Mostly through the air. I mean, the touchdown was to Adams up the middle for a yard. He actually should have had it the first handoff, but he ran the wrong hole. He ran the wrong way. He missed the hole.
Yeah.
But he scored anyway on the next play. Darnold made some really nice throws this time during this drive. Yeah, the teams trade punts, and then I think this is the okay. So they did the play they did to who they did it a few weeks ago.
Myers.
Yeah, the Myers touchdown throw to Burkhead. They did the same play except it actually worked properly this time. I forget the Cardinals. I think they did it too. But so you know Newton plays receiver effectively. You know they do the backwards handoff. The backwards pitch. Eventually Myers gets the ball. Newton runs outside. Gets the perfectly thrown ball to him. The Jets are in single high safety. The safety completely misreads the play. I don't know what he was doing. He ran the total wrong direction.
It's not the first time that happens.
He ran to the left as if Myers is going to run, as if they're going to run a jet sweep, but the guy doesn't even have the ball anymore. Already handed it to Myers. So I don't know. I mean, it's an obvious trick play. I don't know what that guy was doing, but.
So it's Cam Newton's first touchdown reception, and it's also the first time a Patriots quarterback has caught a touchdown in the regular season.
Yep.
Very interesting.
So, Cam was excellent in this game outside of the second quarter, by the way. He was bad at the end of the first quarter and really bad in the second quarter. Mechanical issues again.
But he was very good in the second half.
Didn't take off when he had open space. Didn't step up in the pocket when he had a clean pocket. But other than that, he was excellent, especially in the second half. Maybe B+, A-.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold then throws a pick to, I believe this was J.C. Jackson. Darnold was, he was good in the first, he was good for a lot of this game, but he was trash when it mattered, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He was just inconsistent in this game. So, that's the kind of nature with Darnold. He just has a problem with New England for whatever reason.
Yep.
Patriots take advantage with a touchdown pass to SCC, the tight end.
Hasn't done anything all season.
A 26-yard touchdown pass.
And it was a beautiful grab.
Assisi, who has done nothing. Look, to be fair to Assisi, he was hurt a lot of the year, and there was no camp, there was no preseason. That does affect. Or there was limited camp. And
Limited.
No
No preseason.
No real off-season programming.
No.
So that can explain why a lot of these young rookies just didn't do anything. So
He caught a pass, whatever.
maybe, I mean, you might as well keep CC around. He's on a rookie contract anyway. See what he's got when you get a proper offseason program.
The other losers, the other tight ends need to go. They're just
they're all
awful.
Garbage.
He did catch a pass too in the game.
Keene caught a pass.
Keene did, the other one.
He's
bad.
A good player. And he doesn't have the same excuse as CC does.
Right.
So, and that's the end of the third quarter. Jets punt. They start the fourth. And then the Patriots get another good drive. Only a couple of plays on the drive. They get a pass to Sony Michel. Yeah,
of all players.
Not James White. Sony Michel.
Caught a pass and scored a touchdown.
Going to the flat and scored. And
I was shocked.
now you have to make a decision what you're going to do with Michel, because
they can't carry all these running backs on the team. White, and Burkhead, and Michel.
Michel was supposed to be James White. He was supposed to be the James White replacement.
Right.
Unfortunately, he ended up being a pure running back. Now all of a sudden he can catch the ball. He caught other passes in this game.
I know. It's a strange game.
It's weird. So that basically seals us 28-14.
And then Jones intercepted it in the end zone.
Yeah.
At the end.
The Jets get a really good drive. I mean,
they did.
They had they called a fumble on Darnold. That wasn't a fumble. He was throwing the ball forward. Still a good play by Wise, though, to nearly get the sack there. But, the Jets march down the field, and then he throws
a really bad
pass. I mean, both of his interceptions were bad.
Right.
They were bad decisions.
They weren't even like, whoops, I didn't see the guy. They were like...
Well, the second one, he forced him to double coverage.
Right.
There's no excuse for that.
Yeah, Jackson and Jones were both right there, and Jones just...
He had a guy
went up and got it.
Over the middle who... It would have been a tough throw, because it was tight coverage, but he could have made a throw over the middle, running towards the right, that might have scored, or at least got a first down. So, I don't know what Darnold was doing there, but that effectively sealed. Again, the Patriots more or less run the clock out. I mean, they don't run it completely out, but they have to punt, but there's like 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
And then the game ends off of a reception.
So the Patriots win 28-14. And now they have a lot of interesting decisions in the offseason because Newton played quite well in this game.
The whole game.
Again.
And
played quite well in this one.
All the rumors are that Newton's gone. That doesn't make sense to me.
After this performance, I don't really know what they're going to do.
I don't like Cam Newton as a quarterback. Yeah, the guy works hard. He plays hard. He gets a lot of energy. He gives a lot of energy, but the guy has serious mechanical issues.
Right. And I think it's really hard right now for him. Somehow Allen managed to do it in the off season, but with the COVID thing going on, I think it's really hard to be able to work with people.
Yeah, I know.
On technique.
Well, Josh Allen should be MVP. Period. I mean, they scored like 54 points today.
Yeah, no question.
I'm sorry, if Allen is not the MVP of the league, you are playing favoritism by names. He is the best quarterback in the NFL this year. By a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Patriots have a lot of decisions in the offseason when it comes to receivers and running backs and now linebackers because they're all busted up and hurt.
Do you trade up for Zach Wilson? What do you do?
Do you draft a tight end?
Do you draft a receiver?
What do you do?
You haven't had a good track record with that. The other thing is what are you going to do with Newton? Are you going to bring in Stafford as a veteran?
Or as some people...
I guess Carson Wentz is available.
There's some crazy rumors that,
I wouldn't want Carson Wentz because I think he's a locker room disaster, but it's an option. I mean, Sam Darnold is technically an option.
No.
Trubisky is an option. Trubisky's probably a decent option.
He's playing his tails off
He's playing pretty well. He's a decent quarterback.
There's apparently
there are options.
Dak would potentially be available.
Dak Prescott is available. If Dak's available, I would take the shot. If Dallas lets him go, but I can't imagine Dallas.
He's coming off like major.
I know, but Prescott is a good quarterback.
True. I don't know if the Cowboys would let him go, but
probably not. I wouldn't if I was them, but they might.
Who knows?
It depends, You could also probably get Dak cheaper because he's coming off injury.
Right.
He's not gonna have a lot of offers.
The other big decision I think they have to make is on defenses for
Butler
and like the corners. What do they get rid of Jackson?
Jackson is unrestricted free agent, I believe. You got Gilmore.
Do they re-sign him?
His last year of his contract. Look, I like Gilmore. I think Gilmore's the best corner in football. I'd do whatever it took to keep him.
I would.
I think he's the best player on the team.
Outside of Bailey.
maybe Jake Bailey, which is crazy. Jake Bailey had probably one of his worst games of the season, and he was still a B+.
Right. As crazy as that is.
He punted one into the end zone that he shouldn't have. That's about it.
That's about the only mistake he's made all
Guy
season.
was fantastic. and Nick Folk's great.
They're going to have to keep him, clearly.
I mean, so, look, I don't know why Stidham didn't start this game. I mean, obviously at this point, it's pretty clear to me that the Patriots have decided Jarrett Stidham is not a good player.
No, I think they're going to move on.
He's the only quarterback under contract, though, so you gained nothing out of this game unless you're keeping Cam Newton. But I don't know what they're going to do. Newton had his second best game of the year.
Outside of the Seattle game. Right.
He looked good, except for a couple of mechanical things, which theoretically you can fix. You can fix those times where he doesn't step into the pocket. You can fix those times where he doesn't take off into open space when he has it, when he doesn't plant his feet properly. You can theoretically fix those things.
Mm-hmm.
How much money does he gonna want?
I don't know.
And was it just a combination of COVID / getting no
having almost
program?
no time with the team before the season started. Yeah.
Because Cam Newton was an MVP in 2015, and he had MVP level seasons for a few years.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's so hard to say.
Look, I'll give him credit. He was good in this game, but there were times he was really bad. I mean, he would throw 50 yards.
Right.
And he would bounce balls. The other thing is a lot of guys got injured in this game, but it doesn't really matter. The game season's over anyway.
Right.
Bird got killed.
I know. Poor kid. I know. He's probably gone, though. He's terrible.
He's a terrible player.
Myers is going to have to stay, for sure.
Myers is going to stay because he's your new Edelman.
I would think that Edelman would retire.
Edelman should retire.
He should, if he was
Myers
smart.
is basically Edelman, just a little slower.
Basically.
But Myers is one of the best route runners in football right now, which is why he gets open. So I would keep him. He's got pretty good hands. I mean, he's not an elite receiver or anything like that, but he's a good player.
Right.
So, he can make a solid number 2, number 3, and you just got to get a real number 1 receiver. I think Keenan Allen's actually available.
Or
no,
maybe
it's Allen Robinson.
Somebody is.
I think Allen Robinson's available. Will Fuller's available. You have options, so
we'll see what they do over the next few months. It'll be a while until anything probably happens.
They gotta rebuild the team. They might have to sacrifice another year, but I mean,
who knows?
5 years, Bill will probably give it to try to build a team. We'll see what he can do. So, at least we ended on a pretty good game to watch for the most part. The Bills game was pretty good to watch too, because the Bills creamed us and they actually did some things. But
right,
we'll see. So 28-14 your final score, and yes, I know that technically hurts their draft position. Whoop-de-doo, they're trying to win a game.
Right.
I mean, that's what the players want to do. They have every right to do that.
And the season on a high note.
They have these guys are trying to get paid. They're trying to get show other teams what they can do potentially.
Right.
Or their own team what they can do.
Right.
This talk of wanting the teams to tank is pretty silly.
Yeah.
The players don't
want to do that.
They want to play, have fun, try to win games.
That's what the coaches want.
So, I mean,
and the
owners want them to tank. The coaches want to keep their jobs.
Right.
Yeah. So, I'm happy for them. They won the game. And we'll see what they could do moving forward. All right. Take care.